Good morning, everybody. Welcome to BVTV. We are here, Moama Bowls Club, for the Champion Estate Pennant for 2023. My name's Tony Sherwell. Game is just underway. Alongside me is the one and only Sarah Roger. Morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Tony. How are you?
I'm very, very well. A little bit chilly here this morning, but I've got to say we've got A1 conditions here under the heat strip, so no problem from where we are. A little bit cool for players, but they'll warm up pretty quick.
Oh, I think they're up and moving around, so they'll warm up in no time.
This is the start of Game 1. Of course, we're bringing you the match between Wodonga, representing Ovens and Murray. They're up against the Might of Deer Park, representing the Metro Pennant competition. This is, of course, all the winners from each region, metropolitan competition being one region of its own. In Champion Estate Pennant, Nathan Bush just delivering his bowl. Lineups are for Wodonga, David Smith leading for Ray Moon is second. Kylie Whitehead playing 3 for Mason Baylis skipping. And Deer Park, we've seen a bit of this rink on our BVTV this season. Kobe Cromie leads up for Nathan Bush. Sean Nugget Ingham plays 3. And Mark Casey OAM skipping the rink today.
Yeah, a little bit of a change from what they played in the grand final. So we did see Nuggets play in the grand final in this rink as well as Bushy, but they've had a change to that one. So Casey's moved into the skip position and Best is obviously not here. And then Kobe's come in to lead in this rink, whereas it was Ryan in the grand final. So couple little changes to it. So, I mean, I guess being in Metro, they play with 4 rinks, whereas here we play with the 3 rinks. So they've definitely had the opportunity to sort of, put their best side forward with who's available.
Necessitates a little bit of change, doesn't it, Sarah, when you drop one rink? Of course, Aaron Sheriff and Ryan Bester, as you say, not here in terms of their fly-ins.
And 2 very handy players to be dropping out as well too. So
True.
Yeah. So I've done a little bit of research before we started.
Perfect.
And I've got the players' bowls. So, because I know that we'll get asked.
Yeah.
So the lead for Wodonga has Grandmaster Premier. The second has Aero Optima. And the third and skip has XGs. And the Deer Park side is all XGs except for Casey, who's going to be playing with his Tiger 2s.
So an all Henselite rink within Deer Park.
Yes. Very heavy on the Henselite in Deer Park. The number 1 bowl. So
Certainly is. So
it's pretty good ahead, really, for the first end. So, I mean, the carpets had a bit of a roll on here yesterday, actually, with James. So it's probably sort of not running as much as you'd expect with a carpet. It is a little bit sort of slower. Maybe being a bit cooler, it might have just quickened it up a little. And it's probably just not getting down as much with the turn. So I think that's why Casey's elected to play with his Tigers, being that it's a bit slower. So there might be some shorter bowls he's got to draw around and just being able to get that turn. So he's played a really good one here. He's looking just to sit that bowl out clean, make a few.
It's the bowl of Sean Ingham, which he does. So Kylie Whitehead's bowl is the shot bowl for Wodonga.
It's a very nice attacking bowl early. It's good to get those ones early as well, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Mason Baylis will be happy with that start. A lot of players in here yesterday having a practice there, about 200 or 300 of them.
Yes.
Taking the opportunity to come up a little bit early on Friday and get familiar with the greens. Someone like Mark Casey's been here plenty of times before, but for others it might be the first time.
Yeah. Well, looking around, there's probably is a few who have been here. Like Kylie would have been here a few times as well too.
Yep.
They had a few state series here last year. Oh, he's just got a little bit of perhaps a result here. So just sort of tight on his line. He was probably actually really playing maybe just to draw it or roll Sean's up. It's on the running edge, so it probably doesn't need as much contact to it to roll in for shot. But plan B, and they got the next bowl on the way in, so.
Mason just wanting this to come under some front traffic, not quite.
Yeah. Do you think he was just trying to look to draw that one, or even just do the same thing with that Picasso bowl on the way up, just roll it over once?
Had options, but didn't want to halve it.
No. Let's see if Mark can make his correction here and get the draw on this one. It's got the turning bowls for it.
Just missing.
Probably not a bad miss. If he'd sort of got the jack there, there was a couple of Wodonga bowls waiting to catch it. So
All right, we're off and racing. Mason Baylis takes the first end. Deer Park took the first end.
So we got Mel there saying, "Come on, the doggies." So I did see a team. I think maybe is that Newborough?
The doggies, are they?
Yeah, they've
They
got the
could well
same
be.
colours, and I saw somebody walk in wearing a Bulldogs beanie this morning. So perhaps
Best thing about coming to Champion Estate Pennant, you get to see some players you haven't perhaps seen before and some teams you haven't seen a lot of.
and some really great uniforms as well too. I really love the Warrnambool ones with the bull on the back. I actually sort of for a second there, I was like, hang on a second, is Broadbeach here? Because they've normally got the bull going, but no, that's a fantastic uniform they've got over there.
Looks to be 2 to Wodonga over on the rink next door. That, of course, being the matchup of Ryan Tainton, the Josh Rudd. I don't know how many shots Deer Park got over on James Pearce's rink, but that is the other battle we're seeing today, which is James Pearce's rink for Deer Park up against Jason King for Wodonga. So we'll keep you updated there.
I think as well too, we're going to have some people bringing in some scores from around the ground, so we'll be able to bring those to you as we get them.
For those who haven't been to the fabulous facility here at Moama, it is 4 greens. They do stretch quite a ways down. They're 4 in a line, if that makes any sense. So we'll bring you as many scores as we can. As Sarah says, we'll give you updates whenever we can, but we can't see every board from where we are.
Yes, unfortunately.
Good start for Kobe Cramey with his one here, Sarah.
Yeah, brilliant start there.
Not a bad start from his opposition lead, David Smith, too.
That's it. I was going to say, if he gets this one just behind, then he's had a pretty good lead end. But, I mean, he hasn't ended up too badly there. It's probably the way the jack's going to go. I think Jimmy, because he's sort of got the morning off with us on the commentary, so he'll run around and get us some scores. Is that what I'm hearing?
He was having a nap last time I saw him. He had a coffee and a nap, so I'm not sure whether he's done anything since then. But
Geez, great ball there from Ray. Just managed to sneak in there and touch Kobe's. He didn't get the ultimate result that he sort of probably wanted there, but he's ended up with another bowl in the head, and that's what you need, especially when you're playing 4s.
Morning, Rachel Roger. Morning, Adam Easton. Morning, Vinnie McElwain, one of our recently crowned state champions. Of course, his better half carried him through to it.
Oh, great
Kirsty
ball there from Bushy.
Well played, Bushy. Nathan Bush had a reasonable state champions week as well.
Yeah, he made the semi of the men's, and he lost to White Hot Matteo.
He did. Matteo in very good form.
Yeah, so
Jeff Tiley's quite cool down there in Lara.
geez, what an end we've got going on here. Bushy put in a perler, and then Ray's put in a very good reply there. I think he's cut it back just to the 1 now. It's sort of interesting when you get a nice tight early end like this. You sort of get the opportunity just to feel out your opposition and just sort of see what sort of shots we play. I think Mason sort of showed his intent very early in the last end by being aggressive and playing to get that 1 bowl out of the head to get them shot. So it'll be interesting here to see, on the crossover, if the head is quite tight, if there is a little bit more weight played or if they just try to play like a swinging weight. So
2 pearlers for Nathan Bush. He's up and about early.
I heard he was a bit nervous this morning, so...
Nathan Bush nervous?
Yeah,
Serious?
yeah, it's one of the guys were saying on the way in.
Yeah, right.
So...
Well, I mean, this is the good thing about this event. These guys and girls all play together all year. This means something, this event. This is one of the events they all want to do well in, so...
Well, that's it. It's champion of the state, so... You're going outside of your region and it's sort of playing. And what do you think was going to happen too? Like looking at City Country with Country dominating, do you think we're going to see a similar result with this, or What's your early call?
Look, the history will tell us that weekend Pennant is often won by Metro, and midweek Pennant is often won by a regional team. So
Yep.
on those numbers, I'd say that's probably going to be similar. But you look around, there are some good teams here. See Shep Golf just over the way. They've got a proud history in this event. Wodonga are a very good team. Lakes Entrance very good. Look, it could go either way in my mind. Ocean Grove and Bendigo will be very strong in the opposing sections.
Yeah.
Good players galore.
Yeah, Ocean Grove, they've got some very strong players in there.
Yeah, they do. They're skippers across their 3 rinks. Peter Lowe, a very, very handy player. Brad Pavey, recent Vic Open singles winner, and Matt Flapper, one of the greatest. So.
And then, of course, Bendigo, like seeing a few posts on Facebook and everything like that. Maybe they're not as stacked with the names and stuff like that, but they've definitely got a really strong camaraderie.
They are quality everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. So
won their title by a shot over Bendigo East. So that's Andrew Brown, the greenkeeper there, Braden Byrne and Luke Hoskin.
So they know how to have a gritty fight.
They certainly do. Look forward to seeing some great bowls from them.
So Nuggets, as he's affectionately known as, or Sean, he's just played 2 cover bowls on that one because he's sort of got the feeling that if there's contact made onto these, that's the direction the jack's going to go. So, and then Kylie's counter covered and put one there as well too, just in case it goes a little bit further along. All right, so we're seeing some aggression early from Mason, which I like.
We're missing JT here, Sarah. He is a wealth of knowledge, JT. He's just let me know that Wodonga are called the Doggies. So there you go.
There you go.
Thank you, JT. Star.
Looks like the jack's gone into the pit there. I didn't quite catch what happened when he hit that drive.
Let's see. Just about a metre left on that camera view of the number is where the jack is.
Looks like maybe they're one of Kobe's on the tee might be holding shot, but either way, it becomes a skips game now. A lot of room there to be able to draw to the ditch and claim the shot this end. You'd think with the calibre of these players that that bowl of Kobe's wouldn't end up being the potential shot.
See if we can, in that case, it's just going to find some front traffic. Don't know whether we'll quite get this camera down to the ditch, but if anyone can do it, it's Brad from SEN, who produces the show so wonderfully well.
Actually, looking at that angle of it, it looks like as well too, perhaps maybe the bowl of Masons that sort of come through actually might be holding the shot over Kobe's there. See if he can come off a drive and then draw it to the ditch. It's a pretty handy effort. It still gives Mark a lot of room though. You know, Mark's only got to add 1.5 metres at his last and beat that bowl, and also gives him a good slider.
He's going to find his own again.
It's punched up Kylie's, but I don't think it's going to move into the count, so I haven't seen any signal there, so I guess maybe they're thinking it's an obvious one, but we can't tell.
It's definitely the Doggies, as we'll call Wodonga now. Definitely shot to them, whether it was 1 or 2, still remains to be seen, so we'll find out when they put it on the board. Morning, Ray from Melton. Shane Simkus, morning, mate, from Geelong. Shane gave me an absolute belting in the Vic Open.
We've got T-Bone giving us some inside intel there. Bendigo side has played in the last 3 finals.
Yeah, very strong team. 151 or 152 years old, the club. Of course, it'll be the home of the 2026 Commonwealth Games as well.
And is that the oldest club in Bendigo?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I believe they are. Not the oldest in the state, but...
No, I think Melbourne is the oldest in Australia and the second oldest in the Southern Hemisphere.
There's always a bit of contention about this. The oldest continual bowls club. There's a club down in Tassie that was started earlier, but they faded for a little while and then came back.
Well, I remember when I was at St Kilda, there was contention about that point as well too, because they said they have the oldest green, but I think similar sort of thing with the naming and that of it. So.
Yep. Crazy Chicken Man is watching. Nice to have you watching, Crazy Chicken Man.
The sun's just coming out. That'll make the players on the outside greens a bit happy, I think. The guys in the underneath, they're sort of cruising at the moment because they've got the cover. But there is guys playing on 2 greens down towards the end there that aren't under cover.
The grass greens here look an absolute treat.
Great little correction there from Kobe.
Crazy Chicken Man saying Ballarat's the 3rd oldest in Victoria. The old Goldfields areas of Bendigo and Ballarat are always going to have
and then
early clubs.
Sean Ingram, not to be mistaken with Sean Ingham, is playing.
It's close, but this one's Fluffy. Morning,
Yep.
Fluffy.
So he says Melbourne celebrates their 160th anniversary in 2024.
So there you go.
And if I know anything about Melbourne, that will definitely be one hell of a celebration.
This is true.
So Ray's just sat that one out of Kobe's, opened it up, and perhaps looks to be maybe holding 1 or 2 there.
Nathan
Great.
Bush is
Jeez,
on
he's
fire. Kobe Cramy's been going okay too, but Nathan Bush, I haven't seen miss yet.
It's funny with Kobe, seeing him play the last couple of seasons there, like, you know, in the Rink under Case and all the guys, like he's just gone from strength to strength with his bowling.
Supporters of Newborough coming in. They've got headbands on and tassels and fluffy bits everywhere.
Which I am very much loving. I wouldn't be surprised if those bags they're carrying there, it looks like they've got blankets, but I reckon there's some pom-poms in there as well.
I think there
Calling
might
it
be.
early. And if there isn't, there should be. So that could be entertaining, having pom-poms, cheerleaders going at the bowls.
Well, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen at Champion Estate Pennant.
I feel like once I finish doing this game, I might get to the craft shop and try and make an impromptu set of my own, to be honest. Going to make it happen. So they've been a little bit slow updating their scores, which I guess is fine.
We'll
But
have to give them a little slap on the wrist soon, aren't we?
yeah, we'll send Jimmy out there and tell him.
Yep. So this is the match between Wodonga and Deer Park. Also in this section is Warrnambool against Shepparton Golf, the Lakes Entrance against Victoria. And in section 2, Arrowdale v Newborough this morning. Ocean Grove are up against Frankston and Bendigo take on Kahuna. Kahuna have arrived a little bit late this morning in a timed match, which isn't ideal, so they've missed their roll-up. We'll see just how they settle in.
Still got another nice tight head this end as well.
For those regular watchers of live streaming of bowls of all kind, this is the rink that's often used for BPL's day matches, if that makes sense. So the matches that are streamed through Bowls Australia, considered to be one of the better rinks here. You can see from the heads this morning, players been able to do as they please.
So Ray's just pointed out there is pom-poms at the bowls already. Look at Warilla. So I guess if any club was going to do it, it was going to be Warilla. So I'm guessing maybe that might be at the BPL, or is that just on a regular Saturday at Pennant?
Well, it could be anything at Warilla, that's for sure.
So
About to host the World Champion of Champions, I believe, so could be a few pom-poms up there for that.
yeah, they've had that a couple of times, haven't they?
They have.
Yeah.
They certainly have.
BPL, Ray said. So
Are they pom-poms or floggers? What are they called? Aren't they called floggers, the things that...
I thought the floggers were like the ones that make the noise,
Oh,
like
they
the
could well be.
slappers. Yeah, whereas like the pom-poms are the ones with all the colours and yeah. All right, so looks like, is that Kylie's bowl that's
It's
sitting
hard
there?
to tell, isn't it? Kylie
Pretty sure
Whitehead and
that's-
Nathan Bush's bowl are both very similar, hence like halved two-tone blue, but this is Nathan
Looking-
Bush and Nathan Bush, so it must be Kylie Whitehead's bowl right on the jack.
Yeah, I think looking at the stickers, she's got the blue stickers.
Yep.
It's been a bit of a
3
change.
seconds for Deer Park.
Yeah. It's actually, just looking at Nuggets bowl, I thought for a second it was the Picasso because it's got a few scuffs on it. It's probably
does,
had a few drives, so...
Yeah, Nugget not the
Yeah.
type to clean his bowls after each match.
No, not at all. So, but which is why white bowls is an interesting choice.
Yep.
So, I can't see this bowl going out though to take advantage of those 3 seconds. Like I feel like any contact on it, the jack's
Yeah,
going to come
jack's coming
back,
back.
and there's the bowl of Ray sitting there.
Yep.
And Mason's just sort of put a little cover bowl back there to cover that as well too. So
Yep.
it'll
Good
be
call.
interesting to see if Mark sort of does just try and open it up with his first and then try and draw it with his second. But I just can't see that Deer Park really have anything past the jack. So there's like a little bit of danger there.
So is the first shot from Mark Casey just to try and get it away from Kylie's bowl, and then
Yeah, try to open it up and give himself an option.
he's
Guess
actually
he's
coming
got-
up much firmer weight than what I thought he might have.
Well, that's Kobe going back now, so they do have a back option. So
It's very close to lining up with that Picasso bowl, so it could even, in this game, funny things happen, could even come back forward.
well, that's it. Yeah, you can make contact on it and it could come forward and then they'll be holding a few. I wonder if they've seen that. They'll either put in either a blocker or a bowl in case the jack goes forward. Also as well too, it's carpet. So funny results do tend to happen on carpet.
They certainly can.
Good morning, Sharon. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. 8:30 on a Saturday might be a little bit early for bowls, but I figure you're just rolling out of bed, grabbing a cuppa, you put the bowls on while you figure out what you're going to do with your Saturday.
The smart people are still in bed, but still watching the bowls.
Still watching the bowls
Half
from bed.
their luck, anyone who is.
Yeah. Especially on a cool Melbourne morning like this, or Victorian morning, I should say. We've got Ryan Bester tuning in from sunny Queensland.
Oh, well, Mason Baylis has taken the shot away from Deer Park and they're holding 3, so
Something Triz pointed out the other week actually is a smart way to do it, is actually play the shot first.
Ryan Bester, the man himself, saying go Deer Park. Morning to you, Ryan.
There's a bit of room there for Case, like he's just got to beat that sort of jack high bowl of Mason.
All
It's a
on
bit
his
of a good
legs now.
guide.
Line was terrific. Legs just not quite there.
It's like 2 to Wodonga.
Well, looked like Kylie Whitehead signalled 4. I could see 3, so we'll again wait on this scoreboard that's now 3 ends deep and yet to be updated.
We've got Bushy over there doing it now, so it's a very strong start to them. I think the Leeds have had a good battle. Bushy's been excellent as a 2, but Ray's also played some fantastic shots as well. So I think it's just sort of coming down a little bit to the back end. Mason's played some excellent conversions. That Annie took the shot away from Case and played a lesser weight to not pop the jack as far, so it didn't go to Kobe's bowl and it just moved to theirs.
Perfectly played from Mason Baylis. Dean Martin saying good morning. Shane Hafter saying it's never too early for bowls. Good morning, Shane. Mickey West saying he'll see us tomorrow, so looking forward to that.
Which is a great start there from David. He's picked up the jack, taken it for a little trail. And looking at the sort of more attacking shots that have been played in this game, toucher is definitely a big positive. So Kobe's just gotten behind with his first one, which I like that when you're leading. Like if your opposition leaders nailed the jack, you don't want to be short,
Yep.
sort of thing. So you want to give your first bowl a chance and then correct from being through rather than correct from being short. So I think that's a good opening bowl there from him. And as we've seen with pretty much every end so far, the Jacks ended up back there anyway. So
We've said a couple of times Kobe Cromie's playing pretty well, but his opposing lead, David Smith, has yet to really miss as well. So
yeah,
good battle here.
Good tussle.
Morning, Stephen. Very, very happy to be able to bring the Champion Estate pennant to you. And, of course, it's with the help of Moama Bowls Club. They're not only hosting the event, but they do power our stream week in, week out for BVTV. Strong supporters of Bowls Victoria.
Yeah, they really are. And I think the people sitting at home, myself often as well included, definitely really appreciate that fact. So I think you get to see a lot more players with the amount of live streaming that's done these days.
100%.
And your household names have become even longer than what it used to be.
Yeah,
so
true. It's a long list now.
Definitely is.
Yeah, nice bowl in here from Ray Moon.
Here from Ray.
Lee Henderson saying signing for another year, Ryan Bester. I'm pretty sure he already has, so I'll let Ryan Bester respond. But
actually, I don't know, to be honest.
I might be wrong. Maybe I'm getting mixed
know.
up with Aaron Sheriff, who's already signed back at Deer Park. So
yeah, Aaron has. They put that up on the socials
Aaron.
already.
Yep.
Yeah, so
he's a good fella, Ryan Bester. We'd love to have him back playing in Metropolitan Premier.
yeah, well, he definitely took it to a new level with his drive. So set the standard.
And much
also,
underrated draw bowler.
I was going to say that's
a lot of people know him and they instantly think of the drive, which is fair enough. But we're talking about a guy who's played at the highest level for, well, I won't disclose his age, but a long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
Well,
started very young.
As well as to go from a hard out drive like that back to a dead drawer, to be able to do that is just amazing. So they've put together a pretty good header here to start with Wodonga, and Bushy just missed it with his last. Looks like he might have got the Jack this time.
Yeah, well played.
Great bowls.
Jack goes back, holding a couple now.
So I feel like they've sort of turned it around a little bit this end. Previous ends, they've probably been more crowding the head, and Wodonga's sort of moved the Jack back, whereas this end, sort of the lead got the early start, and Deer Park have played a bit more attacking and got the Jack back. So it'll be interesting.
Holding 3, Deer Park. Kylie Whitehead's going to have something to say about that. Does she have the trip?
Just a little shy. It's a good sider though. She played good lines, so now she just needs to correct her weight on the next one. So, which you'd expect her to do. Quality player like Kylie.
Morning, Glenn from Tuncurry. Lovely part of the world up there.
So, Ray, we don't have any updates yet on what the other team's scores are. Hoping Jimmy will come back to us soon, but it's probably a little bit early. Like most have only played about sort of 3 ends, so maybe we might see him around the 7 end mark, bring us in some scores, because that's sort of a third of the way through the game, and there is 4 greens to get around to be able to get all those scores as well. So we definitely will have some for you. We just don't have them yet. So Kylie's made the correction there, and she's probably cut a couple out. So still a lot of room though for nuggets.
I feel like there's a nugget in almost every team.
Yeah,
Nelson Ball during the week at State Champions Week, also referred to as nugget.
Well, I know that Nelson Ball is nuggets because of the, McDonald's Nuggets connection.
Yep.
But I'm wondering what Sean is.
Sean is Nugget Ingham because of the old chicken manufacturers, chicken farmers, the Ingham brothers.
Yeah.
So Nugget Ingham. I do like all the stories behind nicknames.
Yeah, there's some pretty good ones actually. Probably some that couldn't be put in because they're maybe a little bit not PG, but...
Morning, Stephen from Warrnambool, and Mark Patterson saying good morning from a warm and sunny Wood End. And then a little freezing face next to it. I would imagine it'd be quite chilly there, but it'll be a lovely day nonetheless.
It's a lovely part of the world there in Wood End.
Yep. So 3 matches today we'll be streaming. These are 15 end matches, 2.5 hour time limit.
And do you know what games we've got up next, the next 2?
That is a good question, and yes, I do. And I'm going to say...
I mean, everyone will be tuning in regardless, but just to let them know. So we've got Karen there saying good morning, Sarah and Tony. So Karen's actually coming up today because she's playing in the midweek pennant. So
perfect.
She'll be around to catch up for a coffee with later. Right. Case has got going on here. He's played with a bit of weight there, so I'm wondering if maybe he was looking for a bowl or like looking to promote a toucher into the ditch, because they do have two back there. No, one back there of Bushies.
Sarah, I'm going to say game 2 is Shepparton Golf v Lakes Entrance, and game 3 is Ocean Grove v Bendigo. Don't quote me 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's the schedule.
Geez, that'll be an absolute ripper, the Bendigo Ocean Grove one later.
Yeah, absolutely. Mason Baylis just a touch too heavy.
Played good line. So what do you think? Because if Mark can sit that one of Kylie's, I think it will bring a couple more in.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if that's what he was sort of maybe trying to play for last stand, or trying to push up a toucher.
Asking for it to hold, gets it clean.
Got it. Great ball there.
We'll see what this number is, but it looks like a handful. It is 5 to the Mark Casey Rink.
I was going to say he's either waving or it's a 5. Yeah, looks like a 5. Well, that just tightens the game right back up again. Looks like for the Pearce one, maybe we've got 2 more to go on for Pearce. I think it looks like it's 4-0 there.
4-0. The next one hasn't been updated in a little while. They're still showing 2 ends gone and
2-1 for
2-1 to Metro. So. Sorry, 2-1 to Ovens and Murray, I should say.
Yeah.
So the board on the screen is now up to date. Mason Baylis on the match we're streaming is leading Mark Casey 6-5 after Mark Casey just picked up a 5. And overall, Deer Park just with their noses in front.
So Kobe's just lost the jack there, and again too, like I feel like when you're trying to change the length and be a little bit tactical with it, when you're leading, it's probably better to give your jack a chance to be able to make that and potentially lose it, rather than roll it short and back to the same length that you've just been playing. So, and it's probably his first roll of the jack as well too this game, that being the first end that they've won. So he'll get a feel for it soon enough and be rolling those.
Now I can see one scoreboard from where I sit, Sarah. It's Gippsland, which is Lakes Entrance, 10, leading Ballarat Highlands, 9 after 9 ends. So that's Victoria Bowls Club there.
Another really nice close game. I love when you have got this sort of like format, that first game of the day. Like everyone comes out, they're so focused, there's so much intensity. Everyone wants to get that first W on the board, you know. And
everyone's a chance at this stage.
Exactly. So I think this is the best game of the day to commentate, because everyone's had their coffee and turned up. So Vinny just asking if I'm on the stream all day. I think I'd probably lose my voice, to be honest, because I do like to talk. So
I tell you what, Vinny, we'd love to have her all day, but she will be watch James a couple supporting of games. James. So depending on where James is playing, if he's on the next screen over and you can still see it, we might be able to rope you in. But
yeah, I think that's a good possibility.
Out the back on the grass, it's going to be pretty difficult to do both.
Unless it's raining, and then I'll be like, oh, sorry, I can't watch this. Commentating to be done. So we've got another great opening bowl there from the Wodonga lead, David Smith. So often, you know, he'd been playing that hand well, and you've got a bowl on the way in, and most probably would want to change and play the open hand, but he's backed his bowls, and he's just played under it and drawn a really lovely shot. Good to see Jimmy's just woken up from his slumber, from his little nap. And he's given us some scores. So Wimmera are leading Strzelecki 11-6 after 10 ends. Geelong are leading Mornington Peninsula 13-5. They played 9 ends. And Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields 12, leading Murray Mallee 8 after 12 ends. The Murray Mallee team, Kahuna, turned up a little late, so they missed their roll-up. So that could well have been a factor in the first few ends there, with Bendigo Campaspe getting out to a slight lead. Back to action here, Sarah. This is Nathan Bush's bowl. Yeah, Bushy's done really well. Looks like maybe he drew that, or did Mason just hold up her saying still got one? Didn't quite see that call there. So we are situated a little bit back this year rather than right on the green, so we do have like a couple of little poles in our way, so we can't quite see the head as clearly, but we've got the monitors there. So, and thankfully too, because it's a lot warmer where we are this year. We've got the heaters right above us. It is almost too warm. I know that sounds ridiculous. But. Well, I took my beanie and scarf off as soon as I got under here. I was like, oh, I'm going to roast. does look like, though, it is Bushy there holding. So if he gets this one behind, it's a pretty cracking bowl. It's a good sider, though, there. You've got bowls you can work in off, which often is the case when your green's running a little bit tighter. You can sort of look to edge in off bowls to get into the head. So I think there's one to go against King on the great James Pearce rink, which obviously I'm watching with a close eye.
Yes, you would be. So they've opened their account over there. They're still trailing 1-4.
So good call there from Mason. He called Ray to play under and just try and sit out that bowl of Bushy, which it actually did look like he had it the whole way down, but it just held on him at the end. So probably sort of says to me that maybe it is the shot bowl, if that's sort of the way they're looking to play. Yeah, good ball there from Nuggets. Getting another one in the head. T-Bone saying love it that you can watch it live on YouTube. So myself too, we definitely, when we're watching bowls from home, we watch it live on YouTube just because I find it sort of streams a bit better on the TV. And if you've got a smart TV, you can set it up on the YouTube. Oh, great ball there from Kylie. I reckon she's made 3 there. She played that with just the perfect weight. She just tapped one out, tapped the other out. Nuggets has played this one quite well as well too. Yeah, what a bowl. Pretty tricky position there to get out as well when you're sort of just in behind the jack, especially with the way the screen's playing, where it's not getting sort of as much turn towards the end. So you'd probably have to maybe go even like a little bit further to look to get that one out. But again, there is sort of bowls on the way in that you can sort of use to be able to ping on to potentially get that one out as well too. It's a bit unlucky there by Kylie.
Morning, Ricky O. Spot on. Sarah's doing a great job. We managed to grab you in commentary during state champs, and we grabbed James in commentary as well, actually.
Yeah. It's funny, I joke that like I don't do so bad on the commentary because of the fact that like I like to talk. Whereas James, he's not so much a talker, but he likes to call the shots.
Yep.
So
yeah, nothing wrong with that. His reading of the game, his bowls IQ is very, very high, so always going to be good in commentary.
Yeah, he's played for such a long time.
Yep.
And for such a long time at a high level as well too. So did many years at Altona, like playing in their Prem side. I think he said he actually won this with Altona.
Okay. Wouldn't be too much he hasn't won.
No. It's a little bit sometimes as well too when we at home and we've got the trophy shelf. It's definitely very much dominated by him. So.
Well, Mark Casey unfortunately just promotes in Kylie Whitehead's bowl. I don't know whether it changes the count, but
I think Sean just held his hand up to say it was okay. So I feel like they might still be holding the shot there with his back one. But it definitely does give Mason a couple more options now.
isn't that funny? Almost everyone's saying they watch it on YouTube. I'm always the other way, but I just cast it from my phone to the telly. And
well, I find when I do that, I can't use other things on my phone. So
yeah, true. That is the problem, and you can't see the comments very well.
Yeah. Well, actually, okay, so I usually sit there with the YouTube on, and then I've got my phone on my lap, so I can like put comments in when I hear things. So
yeah, well played, Mason Baylis. Edges the jack out.
Yeah, lovely.
That'll be one up.
Actually,
that's Kylie,
2.
so that'll be 2, won't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard to tell the Picasso between Nuggets, but definitely does look like the Picasso there, Jack High. You don't have to tap.
It's funny.
Because we're situated back from the green, we've got all the spectators walking down the side and they're all ducking underneath the cameras there. It's quite cute, actually.
Yeah, which we will use this camera every now and again. It's the camera that we'll put on every now and again as a bowler is walking back and shows you sort of the middle of the rink, the one that's on screen now. And every now and again somebody walks in front of it and they see it at the last minute and they duck like they're Some form of limbo competition. All good fun.
So Fiona's just saying that Facebook Watch has taken off our smart TV in April, so YouTube is great.
Yeah, okay.
So
A little bit of pressure on Mark Casey here. Coming at this with weight and just missing his line under. Anything can still happen.
oh. So he's turned Kylie onto the jack and it's moved it back and promoted Sean. So Sean's is probably a bit more jack high now.
So might have taken one out.
Shot. Yeah.
Mason Baylis still with one to come and a bit of room.
Lee saying, use a Samsung. Guilty as charged. I am an Apple user. It was my first smartphone, and I've just stuck with them. I'm one of those people, so.
Yep. Yeah, well played, Mason Baylis. Quality player.
Those are the important ones, you know, when you've got a free hit like that, to be able to add to the count. So.
Particularly after dropping a 5 the previous end.
I mean, it was a tough 5 as well, too. Like, Mark played his bowl beautifully to get that one out to make the 5, so.
All right, ends on the board now are all correct everywhere. Thank you, Brad. Righto, this is David Smith for Wodonga. Been very good so far. Weight was just about spot on. Great start from Kobe Cromie. It's your 2 from the jack. Yeah, 2 great bowls from Kobe Cromie. He's come to play today. A handy spot, Nathan Bush. Shirley saying she uses Google Chrome. Yeah. Many good options, such as the beauty of being able to bring stream bowls all across the world. Ray Moon just a touch through, but doesn't finish in a bad spot.
Yeah, I think with a head set up like this one, anything behind's good. Like, I don't see the jack sitting there at all based on everything we've seen for the past however many ends. 5 ends. I think when you think about it, pretty much every single end so far the jack's moved. So Probably a good bad bowl there from Bushy. Sort of frames that jack a little bit, which sort of visually probably makes it a little bit easier to see.
Ashley Bates just walking past, one of the legends of Victorian bowls. So Kylie just playing with a bit of purpose here. Line looks pretty good, just got a hanger touch now.
Oh, she's played
Changes
that very well.
up. Yep, one down.
She played really good weight there, like she didn't overplay it.
Yep.
You know, if she'd missed, you'd sort of still think her bowl was sort of staying on and in play, like she didn't play it to lose it, so which is really important. So what do you think you'll see here from Sean? Do you think we'll put another one in the head or just try to play a little bit of a... Oh, I tried to put another one in the head. There we go.
I think he's probably still thinking he can take the jack back slightly and tuck it around the corner for a
couple. There's even got the option as well too, if he sits that bowl from Kylie's, you know, you've got like a fair few seconds there as well too.
Kylie's just going to sail on past, but
in a good spot.
That's the spot it's going to go to, or where Deer Park will be wanting it to go to.
So looking at this
Just
one.
change this camera angle, Brad, and we'll see where Nuggets just edged out the wrong side of Kylie Whitehead's bowl.
Yeah, he sort of sat it flat now, which makes it just that little bit harder. You've got to play just like a little bit more weight on it to be able to get it to sit through. But, you know, looking how close the game is as well too, like, you probably wouldn't be too greedy. You'd be happy to pick up a 1 and just keep the scoreboard kicking over, especially considering how well Mason's been playing and turning over the heads.
There's really not a lot between these two teams, is there? As evidenced by the scoreboard.
He's sort of got the option here. He's got the backhand. He can sort of just move that jack over to Kylie's there, or...
Oh, looks like a jack's gone flying over on the end rink here, up into the clubhouse.
Is that Axel? Axel's Rink.
It's not Brad Orr.
So looking at the where he's put his bowl there, he's probably just looking to either just draw it or just touch that jack and move it over to Kylie's and make 2 the weight he's played there. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Axel. He used to play in Altona for many years.
He did, Brett Foley.
So, I mean, Shep Golf have always been a pretty strong club in the region, and
picked up Alan Dove as well this year too.
I was going to say, what a pickup that was.
Oh, he's unreal.
Bowled at Yarraville for many years. Recently, did he win the men's pairs or runner-up?
That's a good question.
He
won the
there
pairs.
From Case. So he just did that touch on the jack, but it just went to that where that last bowl of Mason's was there waiting for it. So
yeah, a little bit stiff.
Can't quite see in the head there what's holding. Looks like it might be Mason's bowl. Geez, if you're Mason, you probably don't even want to go near it. I'd probably just play a cover bowl around the back. Maybe try to get to Kobe's one at the back there.
The master board and the scoreboards don't quite add up here at the venue, so they're showing 12-14, but it's 5-3 and 5, which is 13. So if anybody sees that difference in the cameras, I think it's not quite there for math at this stage.
It's early.
It is early,
Yeah.
very early.
We'll give him a bit of grace. So
Dave Stockham in the chat. Morning, Stocky. Hope you're well, mate. Aussie selector announced the World Bowls teams 3 weeks ago or thereabouts now. Could have been a touch more, but we've had his work cut out for him trying to sift through the talent in the Australian ranks.
Speaking of maths, Kim's pointed out, how does 45 ends go over 3 teams?
So 15 ends apiece here, where 3
So it's
games
not
in
the
a day
full-
trying to get it all through. Not the full 21 ends, no. 2.5 hour time limit, 15 ends. We're going to say that's 1 to Wodonga. And respots are used if the time limit is exceeded, if that makes any sense. So dead ends are in play, but if we happen to get to 2.5 hours and they're just continually killing it, we go respot.
Go respot, yep.
See
Makes
if we can
sense.
recover a bit of the time.
So the Pierce Rink doing very well over there. So up 6-1. You can see our normal commentator, Disco, has got 1 right on the jack. So can commentate and can bowl.
This is true. So the danger here for Deer Park, I feel like they've been playing pretty well, but the reality is they've only won 1 of 6 ends.
Yes.
Fortunately for them, they happen to pick up a big number.
I mean, they were a bit unlucky that last end. They were holding the shot, and then Case sort of touched the jack around the corner, probably literally only like maybe an inch too far, and it went to a well-placed cover bowl by Mason. So, I mean, they've definitely had the bowls in their head in the area. So,
Good
but I
start
guess-
from David Smith from Wodonga. Kobe
yeah,
Karomi
again, he's been bowling awesome.
just a touch short for his lofty standards. It'd be a great bowl for me, but
Yeah, I mean, I'd be stoked.
Kobe
for
would be
that, but
disappointed.
Yeah. But they're pretty good with that. I think, you know, when you've got so many like talented people behind you, you put down a bad bowl like that one, you sort of put it out of your head straight away because you know that you've got all these great players behind you. So there's plenty that's going to be done and happen, sort of thing. It's not going to be the be-all and the end-all and break the end.
Yep.
So,
Deer Park pick up another on the James Pearce Rink. They now lead 7-1 after 6 ends. It's up against
Kobe's
Jason
changed
King.
his hand over here, so probably a little bit on the way on that forehand, or if you're a lefty, backhand, going down in that direction. So
It's pretty blocked up the other side, but
it is.
unfortunately just left it a touch short with the changeover. This is Ray Moon using his Aero Picasso.
He's had an absolutely fantastic start. He has.
And this one looks okay too.
He's continuing that. Found the jack. Lovely.
Looks like a big bowl from here. I don't know whether that's the Picasso. Always seemed like a bigger bowl to me.
Yeah. Wonder what size they are. But I mean, I guess too, he's sort of shown that there is room around Kobe's bowl and there is a way down to the jack. So,
Yep.
which Bushy's nailed.
He's shown exactly what it is. Just
Oh, just run through.
goes through just a touch. That is the track.
It's actually funny, it's still a pretty good head, but it's probably the loosest head we've seen this game,
Yeah,
isn't it,
correct.
really?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, good call.
but I mean, looking across the green overall as well too, you know, all the heads are looking pretty similar. So, the Wodonga lead over on the Pierce Rink. Who would that be? That would be David King. Just played an absolute perler. The Deer Park leads
Tommy
front
Hicks, yes.
toucher. Yep, and he just peeled it off casually as you will and stayed on it for shot. So,
2 Kings in that ring. David King and the skipper is Jason King.
any relation?
I'm going to guess they are.
Yeah. Oh, that's the beauty of bowls, isn't it? If you see 2 of the same last name, you're generally going to think they're probably related.
Yep. Not too many sports where it can occur, but it occurs regularly here in our sport. Nathan Bush with his second bowl. Just correcting slightly to the shot bowl.
Like Kylie's playing a little bit more positive to it, looking to get the bowl out. She's got the option for the jack as well too, but
Bang on.
she elects for the bowl instead. So she's played really well. She's turned over some really, really great heads.
Yeah, she doesn't miss too much, Kylie Whitehead.
And I think, did she... Oh, no, she went through on that one, I guess, being at the tee, but she still had very good weight on it. And Nuggets draws it, puts it right back. Probably even in a better position because it's going to flop down behind the jack. So you probably, especially if those front bowls, just have to play a little bit more aggressive at it to be able to get it out.
Ashley Bates and a couple of people in the comments, Cameron, Mel and Alice, just letting them know it's father leading and son skipping. Ashley Bates having to be walking past and let us know. He can do everything, Ash.
So he's a side manager for Wodonga?
He is, for Wodonga. And an old Group 6 representative, a state representative, a state selector in years gone by. He's done just about everything there is, Ashley Bates.
That's pretty
Before
handy.
that was a gun full forward, kicked 100 goals, I reckon, half a dozen times. And the brother of Rodney Bates, who's our umpire, sitting up over here.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. Nice fellow, ex-teacher.
So Kylie played
well played,
beautiful
Nugget
second shot draw, and the Nuggets has just sort of sat it down.
Yeah, we see this absolutely bang on target. Two great bowls, Shawningham.
I mean, I think I can probably guess what the next one's going to be, but
Won't be short.
will not be short. Especially with that short bowl of sort of Kobe's on the way in. Probably a nice little tunnel for you when you're standing on the other end. That's probably the shot that you can probably see clearer standing from the mat. I mean, standing at the head, you're like, oh, I could just play what Sean just played. But when you sort of get down there...
Ray Johnson saying he wants a classic twos to be able to get some late turn to get around those front blockers. And that's where we're seeing Mark Casey switched away from his XG that he would play with, 99 times out of 100, using the Tiger twos, I think you said, Sarah?
Yeah, he's got the Tiger twos today. And you've sort of seen a bit as well too. They have been getting that a lot more swing. And I'm not quite sure if it's as much as he thought, like on his running shots and stuff like that. Sort of, I mean, I don't know. I probably couldn't switch bowls, but players like Mark, 100%, they'll be able to.
Yep. So we said he wouldn't be short. In fact, Blake Nan said it's going over the fence, which if Blake Nan was playing that shot, it absolutely would have.
100% would have, yeah.
But he was.
Yeah.
He was short. He wasn't electing to try and change it up there, just trying to draw it off and trail a jack. So.
Is that the commentator's curse on that one?
Well, no, because we were only picking the shot. It's the commentator's curse if we had said he'll definitely get this.
He'll get this. He's a shoe-in.
Yeah.
So...
Mel
So
Smedley saying Ash Bates the oracle. Yeah, fair call.
I think Case has got the opportunity here just to draw and count, which I don't think he's really had the option to do really many ends, except for that one where the jack sort of went back. So I guess it's, as a skip, it's kind of nice just to be able to be getting on the mat and being in that position and not have to play attacking, because you sort of find that draw weight a bit better, find your line a bit better. So be a good end for him here to sort of just get a feel for it and get into the game.
Morning, Anthony Briggs. Hope you're well, mate. Good to see you last weekend, I think it was. Anthony Briggs got his team qualified through to the state championship triples.
Yep.
And then unfortunately,
did his knee.
A knee injury meant he couldn't take his place in the very last day, so last couple of days.
What a super sub to get, Nelson Ball.
Oh, Mason Baylis will be absolutely kicking himself here.
He sure will.
A couple down on the head, and he's left two bowls short.
It's kind of a bit of a longer end, though, I think, than what they've been playing, maybe.
Well, the shot's there to play with a bit of weight. I know Nathan Bush has got a couple of back bowls there, but didn't have to be crazy weight. Just had to be there.
Well, I think, again, too, it's...
Yeah, well played, Mark Casey. Adds another one in.
Found his range on that second one, which is good to see. I guess too, they didn't really have anything sort of super past the jack, but if you'd sort of peeled it and got it open on your first bowl, then you've sort of still got the option there with your second to be able to draw it or cut it back. 3, I think.
We're going to put it in as 3. That's what we all think it is. But so Deer Park wins only their second end of this match there.
And they bring it back to within 1 again.
So the Tainton Rudd Rink is Still showing 3-all after 4. And James Pearce is having a good day against Jason King. Still showing 7-1. I can't see that board. There's a wall of bodies in front of it. But last time I looked, it was still 7-1 to James Pearce.
I can see, though, that Disco has got 2 bowls. I think he's got maybe a side hopper and then a back one, just maybe about a couple of inches behind.
See the yellow and aqua sort of halved colour, is he? Okay.
Yeah. So he does change his bowls a bit, but I'm pretty sure that's his colour at the moment.
Just to match his outfit, or
yeah,
just accessorises with his bowls.
Yeah, that's it. So great opening here, one by Kobe, and he sort of covers up the jack a little bit, which sort of, as a lead, it takes away a bit from in your range how you have to beat a jack. So he's just going to pop that one a bit short, David. But
yeah, David's just. He's not missing his line by much, don't get me wrong, but he's been narrow the last 3 bowls down this way, so
yeah,
see what he does with his next.
Kobe here, 2 good ones there. He's got the Greenmaster Premier, though. They're a bit of a tighter bowl, though, I think, aren't they, as well, too? So
they are, yep.
Sort of, on this one, you want to be leading with a tighter bowl. Tricky to sort of get around things.
It's almost a carbon copy of his first.
They're both very, very consistent. I always say I'm only consistent when I'm trying to correct. So maybe with these guys it was a similar. Briggsy's saying doing a great job in commentary. So thanks, Briggs. That's a big compliment coming from you. It's pretty handy on the commentary yourself. So.
Yeah, we had Briggsy do a couple of Pennant games for us this year, maybe more. But,
Bushy continues his form. Look at that. Managed to sneak around and grab a toucher.
He hasn't missed too many, Nathan Bush.
No, he hasn't. And with short bowls like that as well too, like that sort of bowl's pretty valuable.
Yeah, that Tainton Rudd Rink, I can see they've updated to 6 ends. I'm just waiting to get the scores.
A few players in the way.
Yep. Makes you really appreciate the venues that have the scoreboards up, sort of hanging from the roof.
The roof, yeah.
The perfect spot to have them.
So to note with Tainton's Rink, he's actually got playing as his 2 Ray Morrissey.
Yep.
Who's he played quite a few state games for Victoria and stuff as well. And I think, would you say he's probably the oldest playing Prem?
He'd have to be very close if he's not.
So, but I don't think he's over 60 because he's not in the over 60 side. So,
you're very kind. I thought I saw a glimpse of that scoreboard. It looked like 7-3. It is 7-3 to Ovens and Murray. So that's the Josh Rudd.
Which they've got the main scoreboard there as Metro 23 to 16. So what is happening on one of the scoreboards that I'm not seeing for it to be that?
Oh, 12, okay. So James Pearce has just picked up a good number there. Picked up a 5.
Oh, wow. I'm sure I'll get to hear about that one later. He's got a ridiculous memory. We'll be coming home from bowls and he'll tell me about every bowl, every end. And I'll be like, oh, I remember the last end. That's it.
Yeah, some people just have a gift. They can recall every shot and every end.
Every single one. So, but playing together this season, it's been pretty good actually. I got to play lead for him one of the games. And it was actually good because he didn't have to tell me about every bowl because I'd seen them. So it was a bit handy. So it's a little bit of a tighter head here. Sorry, a little bit of a tougher head here because they've got all those short bowls there, and Bushy's sort of right on the jack, so it's really tucked in. So do you feel like Wodonga here will just probably sort of try and play to open up the head, or just try and play to get like second shot and
I think it's trying to open it up first, but Kylie just a touch wide on it.
wide? Draw line with open up weight.
Yep.
They've definitely got the back ones there for when they do. I think Nuggets' first bowl, he just sort of got the backest in there, so probably now just looking to take it back to the draw or try and just cut the difference between the jack and those other bowls. Yeah, good spot there.
Some other scores, West Coast, which is Warrnambool, they're 23-11 over Goulburn Murray, which is Shepparton Golf. So that one perhaps going against what the bookies may have had. And looks to be still Gippsland leading 17-15 over Ballarat Highlands, which is Lakes Entrance over Victoria. We'll grab the other scores from the other greens shortly.
Oh, Disco, she's played another perler over there.
He's on fire, is Chris Ball.
Can bowl, can commentate. Haha, Briggsy's saying he records every Pennant result he's played in. He's probably actually, he probably has. Or he'd be able to remember.
You wanted to argue back, but you knew there was no
I'm like,
use.
I've got nothing here, so. Under Briggsy. Case has got a really good option here just to sort of get around those front ones and
just needed to be a half a bowl wider.
Might have been just a little bit shy in his weight as well too.
Yep. Gives himself a little clap as if to say, come on.
If he has that, probably that foot of weight, then he probably would get around that one and be there in the count. All right, so shall we try and call it again? What do you think Mason's going to do here? Do you think he's going to have a rumble up the middle and try and open up the head, or?
Well, he's still got 2 bowls to come, so in the last end we thought he was going to play weight and he didn't.
That's why I'm
got
like,
the weighted
I'm not
shot,
sure.
so I'm going to say he's going to play with about 6 foot of weight through it and try and open it up with his first and try and draw it off.
Played a bit of line. Still probably just a little bit short on the weight compared to what I thought he would play. He's only really got draw weight on that one, so looks like Deer Park probably only have the 2.
2, yep.
So maybe they're just happy to get second shot and try and cut it back.
There are some players who say it can be difficult on synthetics to play that sort of middle weighted shot, so it's either full-blooded or draw.
Draw, yeah.
Whether that's playing in the mind of Mason Baylis. Mark Casey asking that one to put the brakes on.
Yeah, it's funny on the carpet sometimes. Like you'll play you'll play weight and it'll turn more than the draw, and then other times you'll play weight and it'll just hang. So I think because this one's running not as you'd expect for a carpet as well too, being that it's a little bit heavier and a little bit tighter, probably just puts a little bit of doubt there until you sort of really settle in on it. Looks to be arriving a
Tough
little bit
little
more
spot
here.
to try and get through there. It's edges around, but no change. So that'll be 2 to Deer Park. 2 ends in a row for the first time for Mark Casey's Rink.
Yeah, and only their third end overall. So I guess they've been good at when they're down, not dropping the numbers. Oh, look at Disco over there. He doubled up.
You can do no wrong.
No, he's loving this. So he's calling James on a positional bowl, which is probably a good call.
Just updated the board on the Gippsland v Ballarat Highlands. There's now 20 shots apiece.
So Kobe's just
Neck and neck over there.
Just dropped that one a little bit short, and I can say as well, actually, too, yesterday I sort of found the jack roll to bowl roll, there was a big difference.
Yep.
The jack roll definitely travelled on a lot more for what the weight you put on behind it compared to your first bowl roll. But that being said, though, as well too, for Wodonga, David's nailed it pretty well. So
Just missed his line there, but
weight was perfect.
it's funny, we're coming back this way has been a little looser than perhaps going the other way.
Yeah. I sort of find going in that direction. I find the scoreboards a little bit distracting, if I'm being honest. They're quite bright.
They are, aren't they?
They're in your eye, so.
Yeah, Cobb's still a touch short. He won't be happy with that. You're going to miss long.
Well, that's it. There has been a lot of movement on the jack so far this game, so.
Yeah, Jimmy Whiteheads there has come to the party. He's given us some scores here, so we'll watch this bowl. David Smith's come in. Just scoots
great
around, well
correction.
played. So Wimmera 27, leading Strzelecki 25. They're having a great battle there. 25 ends gone. Geelong 26. Mornington Peninsula 13. They played 21. Bendigo, Campaspe Goldfields are 34 and Murray Melly 12 after 21. And Gippsland and Ballarat Highlands was the score that we just gave. They've updated that board since Jimmy scores. It's now 20 shots apiece. So some close ones, and somewhere there's a bit of a margin. All right, sir. I will love you and leave you. We're going to get a genuine superstar in here now. Oh, no, we haven't got a genuine superstar. We just got Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy. Well, I was going to say, if Jimmy's coming in, then I have every expectation that we're going to be getting regular score updates now that you're walking around on the lurch. So Bushy's played 2 great bowls again, and he's looking just to play a little bit more weight here and sit that other lead bowl out. But he hasn't overplayed it, so he's ended up in a really good position, and he's still on the green and in play. So that's sort of what you want to be seeing there. If you're going to miss, you still want your bowl to be in play. So, Tommy Ristic, to answer your question, why is there only 3 rinks instead of 4? I could probably give you a bit of a guess of an answer, but we've got the
there just is. There is.
expert Jimmy in.
Hiya, mate.
I'm good.
No,
So, got front row seats to watch this game, so pretty stoked with that.
Yeah, it's I've sort of been giving it a loose arm. I've been doing a bit of work behind. It's close. It's obviously just the one rink for Wodonga that's causing a little bit of issue, but
Yeah, and that being said though as well too, like, I mean they're playing some, like, 'cause obviously I've been watching it because it's James's rink, but like, you know, they've been holding and they've been playing some, you know, really good bowls, but you know they've just in the back end there, Disco and Snorkel.
yeah.
They've just been playing some really great bowls to be getting the shots and turning over the heads. So
Right, I've got to get in my head into whose bowls who here. I know Kylie's bowls.
Yep.
Supply Sense Light XG, she's coming on the forehand. Seems to be turning.
bit more on that forehand. Yeah, the players are definitely favouring it, and like even this end with short bowls on the way in, they're still backing themselves to get around
there.
it.
Yeah. There used to be a funny track on this hand, and obviously Moama had done some work to the green and it sort of fixed that up a little bit, which is good.
Yeah, well, I think maybe it was Cass or Olivia who was saying yesterday that they did sort of stretch it before the BPL maybe.
Yeah. They've had some new. They've done some work to one end of it as well. Kevin told me. I don't know. It's over my technical capability. Some of the stuff they do, but what he told me, they've done some work to the underlay or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I didn't even need to answer that. Why 3 rinks or 4? The confusion in the comments between how many rinks each region plays is enough of an answer. I'd say the majority of regions now play 3 rinks. So rather than make them pick an extra 4, you shrink the 16 down to the 12. And I've had this discussion with a few people about whether everyone should be uniform, but I don't think it's good to dictate one way or another. If your composition works better with 3 rinks, then go for it. If it works with 4, go for it. I personally think Metro Pennant works far better with 4 rinks than it would with 3 rinks. So there's no need to change there, and we shouldn't then drag every other region in line with that if it's suited to them better.
Well, that's it. And I think as well too, Metro, you got like a lot more players in your pool as well too, to be able to have four Rinks. We'll go Casey's going to turn Bushy up. Yeah, great
Nice
goal.
shot. He has a different set of bowls every time I commentate on him, Mark Casey.
Well, he's pulled out the Tiger 2s today, so I think because he sort of, the heads early were probably set up for a bit more aggression.
Yeah.
So he sort of didn't get to sort of find his sort of draw line and weight as much, but then he had a couple of ends where he sort of just got on the mat and just had the option just to be able to draw and add. And I think he sort of just found it a little bit more now. So
Mason can hold this and hurry.
he's played some very good bowls, Mason.
Yeah, an extra foot weight there. He was golden.
Golden. But I mean, I guess now too, it gives him a little bit more confidence. He's sort of found the line and the range for it. So on his next bowl, he can sort of play, you know, he can play on his own and cannon that one out of Bushy's as well, and make 2, maybe 3, because it doesn't look like Bushy's one is like sitting on that back one of the lead David's.
Yeah.
So it looks like it'll come out clean.
He's got to make sure he reaches with his next Mason. As Case wants to shut that down first.
He'll probably be looking just to touch the jack around the corner. So maybe tuck it in a little bit, land on it.
That's how you got the speed. It's almost an identical bowl to Mason's. That flop slightly helps, ever so slightly.
Yeah.
But it's still there for Mason if he can get to that jack. Or as you say, he's got to arrive now. He's got to be 2 or 3 feet away. If he's short or he's trying to real finesse the draw shot, he could come stuck.
That's it. Especially as well too, like, I mean, we're sort of at that halfway point and there is a bit of a deficit on the board, so it's sort of at that point where you sort of want to make things happen.
Yeah. Always a tough start playing against a team like Deer Park, but Deer Park would be thinking the same. They're a very handy outfit at Wodonga.
Oh, they definitely were. They weren't coming into this.
The weight guy, like. He's jacked the jack. I can only just see it because there's a pole in our way as well.
Oh, it's gone to Nuggets.
But it's gone over to Sean Ingham's.
Yeah.
For 1 down.
Positional bowl.
Maybe 2.
I think it's only... Oh, maybe that orange one. They're not really good at singling to us what the numbers are.
That's what we like to hear. Wait till the scoreboard gets updated.
But,
Kylie plunked herself right in the middle of us then on the camera. Did a Josh Thornton.
Oh, that being said though, you know, when you're in the heat of the moment, when you're in there, you're not thinking about the camera at all, are you?
Yeah.
You're thinking about the bowls and what's happening. So, you know, we work with that. Obviously, players do what they can to stay out of the way, which they've been really good with so far, but you're going to have moments like that where they're just going to forget and get in there, and we can definitely forgive them for that. So
I'm going to go just the one on that. See, I can't see the scoreboard either, so you're going to have to put your head on.
9-11.
Yep, was just the one.
Just the one. So
Deer Park starting to kick away on this one. Chris, the Ballarat team having a close game. They're on the small 3-rinker next door. I can see 20 all after 22 ends over there, mate, against Lakes Entrance from Gippsland.
So Shirley's just pointed out that Ovens and Murray play 4 rinks, so I guess they've been in the same situation as Deer Park, where they've sort of been able to just, tough job as it is, condense it down to 3 rinks and put your strongest team forward. So
you tend to find there's at least 2 missing anyway, so your job's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And then then the other 2 just sort of are the reserves anyway, so you end up where you need to be.
That's it.
And you sort of find tomorrow people will rotate players through and bring subs in, and 5 games are 15 ends.
They do have that as an option. They can bring in subs.
Yeah. So each team up here is named a squad of 15, which includes 1 team manager and 2 subs, so 12 plus 2 plus 1.
Yeah.
They can all come in, any of them 3, even the team manager can come in to play if need. They can request additional if they want on top of that.
David's played a good ball here. He's just snuck past that one of Kobe's to sneak in for shot. So
short bowls again though. It's hard already. 4 bowls in.
it's been making it a little bit tricky there. They're sort of dropping a little bit shorter in this direction, so I don't know if maybe it's running a touch slower. But Bushy's played very, very well in this direction, so it wouldn't surprise me if he hits that. Oh, he's just going to hit that ball up. I was going to say hits that gap and manages to nail the jack. He looks like he had good weight for it.
Yep.
Just caught some of that early traffic.
So after this game, we got Shep Golf versus Lakes Entrance. It's our second stream game, about 11:20. The start for that one. We're on a tightish schedule up here. There's no lights on the grass green, so to make sure we're finished in time that light doesn't come into play. Then our third game today will be an absolute corker. Ocean Grove from Geelong region v Bendigo from the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields region.
It's going to be a huge game.
Yep, looking forward to that one.
And I also reckon as well too, there'll probably be some fair numbers on the stream for that one. So,
yep.
I mean, everywhere I go where there's an Ocean Grove player playing, there is a lot of spectators. So for those who couldn't make it today, my expectation is they'll definitely be tuning in. So,
well, she's going to hit that bowl again.
Well, it's worked to his advantage this time. I was going to say he just can't keep away from it, but he sort of got a bit fortunate because as he hit onto his own and it straightened it in rather than turning it out. So bit of a two-bowl plan there, using his first one to guide it in. Yeah,
Beej I do. It will be the Brad Pavey Rink against Luke Hoskins' Rink from Bendigo. Our next game, Shep Golfy. Lakes Entrance will be Brad Orr versus Brad Lancaster.
The two Brads.
Yeah.
Makes it easy.
Yeah. Don't get confused.
Yeah. Matt saying, I wish they did this in SA.
We're starting to get better with the streaming over there. I saw
they have,
a few things they've done.
Yeah, I watched they had I think they've just streamed all their state champs. Yeah. So, because I saw a few of those, I actually, it's actually a running joke. I follow a lot of bowls pages.
You do.
and I get the notification come up saying that there is a game on.
Nugget just running into that one of David Smith from Wodonga. Good to see him down from Queensland, Sean Ingham. It's one of the fly-ins that Deer Park had for the season just gone. So they got one of the three they had. Good to see a player of his calibre playing in this Champion Estate pennant.
Oh, it is. It's excellent. And not just that, though, as well, too. He's really funny, and he definitely brings a lot.
He's a character, 100%.
Yeah, there was a really funny moment last night where we were having dinner, and they had on the lives, the TV. It was the Lions versus Carlton.
Yeah.
And he yells out really loudly, "Come on, the Lions!" The whole room just went dead.
No one was back in the Lions.
No, well, nobody out loud.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, it was a very, very funny moment. He's definitely a character. So, yeah, he really brings a lot to the team. He's up and about on the green, never gets his head down. He's always just chipper and getting the boys up. So,
I see what you mean, Matthew. He's talking about like a Champion Estate pennant. Look, this is a fantastic event. I've spoken about this before. Sean Ingham trying to make something happen here. That bowl has moved about 6 times.
I know.
Dave Smith started off 6 feet short. It's no Jack either, Jack. It's a great event. It's actually one of my favourite events to run and play in. I just think you play with your club mates all year. You train with them once, twice a week. It's just a great reward for a successful season for you. And it's when I get up and say something tonight at the dinner, it's always the first thing I say. So look, enjoy this. This is a celebration of the season you've just had, and high five each other and get around each other and just have some good fun. It also is a pretty good leveller for the best team in the state as well. I mean, we find that with weekend pennant, it's majority won by metro teams. It's probably about 70%. But the midweek pennant's the complete other way around. It's 70% of the regions that tend to take the title there. So it's a good tussle. But looking across at the field today, there's, in my mind, and I don't want to discredit anyone, but there's probably 5 teams here out of the 12 that have a legitimate chance of winning it, and you wouldn't be surprised if they did take it. So it's good.
Yeah, no, I think like you said there as well, reiterating that, you finish the season and you win with your teammates, but then to be able to just go on and play this next level.
Oh, Mark Casey to sit it out. Again, it's moved, but he's still shot this bowl.
just didn't get enough of it.
Whereas, look, Region Sides is also a good event. However, he probably doesn't have the camaraderie that this event has.
Yeah,
because you're playing with people that you know, but you're you don't really know, or you're not with week in, week out. So.
And the thing is as well too is it's sort of funny with the region side. You're playing with people that during the regular season you play against.
Yeah.
So
some of them your arch enemies from the club you don't like, sort of thing. Yeah.
Literally. So, yeah. Whereas this one, it's your team you've played with all season. You've built that camaraderie and to come out and have the chance to do it and be the best in the state. I think that's pretty huge. Definitely love the fact too that it's streamed. So obviously I'm here this year, but normally I'm sitting at home watching it. So
and look, talking about that, it's another massive shout out to Moama, who obviously hosting this event. But this event did disappear for a few years. It's an event that costs a fair bit of money. There's 180 players here all staying up for the weekend sort of thing, and lunches and dinners and that sort of stuff. So if it wasn't for Moama's support, we wouldn't have this event. So it's a big shout out to the guys here. Kevin and Stu look after the bowl side of stuff, but also the board of management, Liam, we deal with, and he's the 2 I see here, so it's on the BV board, so it's great.
All right, so Case has got the option here. If he can get this bowl out, I think they've definitely got second. But I think Kylie's one there might be just holding him, or is that Bushy's? No, Kylie's.
Case is going into the front pack. James Pearce is continuing on his merry way on that far rink. He's now 16-1 up.
Puts his hand up straight away and acknowledges the fact that he got a lucky result there. So I
turned away then and stopped watching that bowl.
Yeah,
oh,
Brad's
wow.
putting in the replay.
Wow,
so.
a 3-bowl touch-up. That's... Look at God,
I mean, I always joke and say, well, that's a true skips bowl because, like, when you're skipping, you're not coming into dead draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to use bowls. There's going to be things in the way. You're going to get results. So if only it was just that cut and dry when you're skipping.
One wick's hard enough. A double wick I can't stomach, but a triple wick that Case just got, yeah, well.
Yep. Well, he definitely acknowledged it straight away. So someone get Kylie a hot water bottle. I don't know. She's on fire at the moment.
Nah,
I reckon
she looks
she's heating
cold.
up the whole team.
I think she always looks cold, Kylie, though. She's always looking like she needs a big jacket on.
I think she's got the thermals on under her shirt and she's got the puffer vest, so...
Yeah, it's probably the first time T-Bone hasn't been in state pennant finals for a while. He made 2 finals in a row for
Melbourne.
And South Bendigo. So 1 for Melbourne, 1 for South Bendigo. So
Mason's done a similar track in.
Falls the opposite way, though. I mean, another one to Deer Park. How are we going for time? We've played an hour and a half, so we've still got another hour to go. We'll be comfortably within the ends.
I think so. Like we haven't seen any dead ones on this one. I don't think we have any across any of the other rinks either. So, though there was one before, I think on Axel's rink down there, and I think the jack almost went through the club room.
Yeah, I heard that noise actually.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I commentated on this rink. Sean England was leading for Aaron Sheriff, and he nearly put the window through at the social bowls office, Aaron Sheriff.
Oh, was that with the...
Prestige pairs.
Prestige pairs, yep.
It's been a while. Moama spent a lot of time. It's been a while since we've had an event here. I reckon the VBL back in September was the last time I was up here, last year.
Yep.
Looking forward to that this year, Sarah. We've got expressions of interest open for new franchises. We are going to be oversubscribed, so we're going to have to work out who's coming in.
Well, that's a good position to be in.
I'd rather it that way than the other way. So, it's looking great.
Yeah, look, it's such a fantastic format.
Oh, 5-a-side's the best.
I watched a lot of it on the stream last year. So
there were some great games. Some of the best singles games I've ever seen during that.
Yeah, there was. There were some absolute crackers. So do you think... Because I did hear one of the guys say that, perhaps next time they bring up an extra person and they structure it a bit differently. So, because singles is obviously like a lot of bowls, so maybe they bring up a singlers.
Yeah, they can name a squad of 6, so they can bring a 6th up, which in my mind makes sense when you're rooming as well. 2 in a room, like you're easy done. Otherwise, someone's getting a single room.
Well, you've got the side manager as well too, so yeah.
So, they can name a squad of 6 and they can absolutely rotate people through. No problems at all with that. we saw it with Brighton, but then we also probably saw it on the other side where they're all good enough to be playing in the final against Deer Park, and I could see them going, well, no, he's going good, and they had this whole then selection dilemma rather than we bring up 5, you know you're playing, carry on sort of thing. So
yeah. So it's a good ball there from Bushy. He's bowled very well this game.
well, having him at 2 is an absolute luxury, let's be honest.
Isn't it?
He could quite easily be skipping a Rink here, Nathan Bush.
100%. I think he's really sort of just settled in and really enjoyed the 2, like we saw with the final that they had when he played 2 to Bester.
Yeah.
So, you know, he just was very, very consistent. He actually, because I watched that one at home, so I guess you get to take in a little bit more of it. He actually got a bit unlucky a few times, a lot of half jacks, but once he started getting the fat jacks, it sort of turned around for them on the rink. So, but Ray's bowled very well as well too. He's definitely taken it too bushy. So he's played some absolute pearlers.
Yeah, I like his delivery, very low down, very close to the ground.
Yeah, you get to see some really lovely deliveries.
Tell you what, there's a fairly decent crowd up here as well, hey? Deer
actually
Park
a
brought
lot
a
of
few,
people,
but
yeah.
I've walked down to the grass greens at the back, there's heaps of people.
Well, Deer Park's still got another bus of supporters to come. They should be here soonish. Probably actually at the conclusion of this game.
Yeah, okay. Driving up from Melbourne.
Yeah, so, and then we saw before for Newborough, we had some people go past and they had like, you know,
Fred Reid, the secretary that was.
Yeah.
Good stuff from Ray. That's a top bowl.
Yeah, he didn't put the commentator's curse on him, he proved me right. So maybe it's just you guys who curse him.
Yeah, Tony's the worst at it. I'm not that bad.
But yeah, no, Ray's played absolutely sensational, and putting that bowl there too, this head's very well set up for them. That's the hand they're going to have to play, and they've got the 2 lead bowls there from David, where if there's any jack movements for, you know, a decent amount, they're there to catch. Whereas sort of Deer Park sort of got everything on the other side of the head. So
yeah, James Pearce adding another one, 17-1 over there now, and that is causing all the damage. Still 8-4 next door to Josh Rudd. Am I getting that right? Yeah, Josh Rudd over Ryan Tatum.
Kylie just sort of missed that one there. She played pretty good weight though. She ended up in a good spot, but she's been very good this game. She's been getting a lot.
Up through his own is good here for Shawningham.
Just going to turn it over sort of once.
Sits it well. What's good for Kylie, where her last one went, is she can get the edge of that bowl to the jack. She's got a couple waiting over on the left-hand side of the screen as we see it. So she's got options if she plays very similar weight to her last.
And the thing is as well too, like Triz pointed out the other week, sometimes you sort of want to play the opposition shot just to make sure you end up there and in the area.
How'd
so
she
even
go?
though they're probably holding here, you probably sort of almost might want to be the one to move that jack first.
Yeah.
So, but what she does there, she does break up those couple of Deer Park bowls. So any jack movement over to that side of the head, she's got one there now.
I reckon Deer Park are holding there, you reckon?
Yeah, maybe it's that one of Nuggets like standing up on the way in. I did think it was that back one of Ray's, but I think because it's sort of jack high.
Yeah.
And they're both sort of standing up, so jack high usually has it.
Battle of the left-handers at skip, both Kaysen, Mason.
Yeah, they both lefties, are they? Yeah. So he's got the option here as well again to turn that one of Nuggets, but it's pretty handy there. I think that they still might be a little bit short though to count.
Yeah, one down College just signalled. I think he might play with some weight here, Mason. It's a fair few balls in the head.
Probably wouldn't play too much weight. Like you've just sort of got to turn that one out of Sean's, and because it's sort of standing up like that, you think it would go out quite easily.
Can he hold a
But
bit?
he's got the option there to pick up the jack and move it for a few. He's got to find that gap.
Finds all the gaps.
Found all the gaps.
All the gaps.
Did he flop in for shot?
He's close.
The players aren't very good at signalling, so might have to have a debrief for later.
Yeah.
Make sure you're giving us lots of signals so we can see what's going on.
Feels very different commentating on a 3-rink game like this than it has been state champs that we did the other week. It's an adjustment our end as well. 'Cause I forgot a couple of times to update the scoreboard on
The other rinks,
get over.
yeah. Well, that's it. You'd kind of get used to just having the one that you're focusing on. So,
Yeah. So some score updates from the other games. The team from Wimmera, Arradale, 6 down against Newborough from Strzelecki, so 38-32 to Newborough after 33 ends, playing a 45. Ocean Grove from Geelong, leading Frankston from Mornington Peninsula, who have come back a little bit, 31-24 after 30. Bendigo are leading Kahuna Golf from the Murray Mallee, 47-13 after 32. A pretty big margin there. And that Gippsland Ballarat Highlands is very close. Lakes Entrance leading Victoria 30-28 at 3:30 ends. The other game on this screen is Shep Golf v Warrnambool, and I can't quite see the overall scoreboard, but I will update when I can see it.
So Mark just asking what happened with, I think he means the rule, that only the thirds be at the head.
You must be from New South Wales, Mark, I'm tipping, because you've got a rule up there. There's no rule like that in Victoria. We have the umpires can warn a player for deliberately slow playing, but we don't have any restriction of movement on players in our Pennant comp.
No, and I feel like it'd be very unlikely that anyone would do it intentionally anyway as well. Can't quite see this one. They all look like they want to tip over, but they're just staying up.
Another one to Deer Park. It's 5 ends in a row from in this rink. Steve, yes, Shep Golf versus Lakes Entrance up next. So the Brad Orr's rink against Brad Lancaster's rink. And then after that will be Ocean Grove v Bendigo this afternoon.
And what was that one? Did you say it was Pavey versus?
Hoskin, Luke Hoskin.
Okay. Yeah, Deer Park have definitely got, the 5 ends in a row. Sort of feel like David, the lead from Wodonga, early on, he was definitely nailing it a lot more. Where he sort of just lost his weight a little bit. Him and Kobe both, they've sort of just been dropping him just that little bit. Well, he's up now this end, but just sort of dropping him a couple of feet short. So I think if he can just find the weight again. I mean, leads are so important for starting off the game, setting up the head. Every bowl that comes after is usually based on where the lead bowls end up. So he's just dropped it short again. So
there is, if you haven't been to Moama, this direction is where the entrance is to the greens part of the club. So that door opens, there can be a breeze that comes through. So slightly trying to get David out, trying to defend him, short bowls. But Kobe has no issue whatsoever, drops one behind the jack. He's normally an exceptionally consistent player as well.
Yeah, he is. He's comes from good pedigree. So he's got Tim, who's an excellent draw bowler. So, and then obviously Tyson as well. And you can just imagine if you're all rolling up together and you're all such good draw bowlers. Yeah.
This is a good reply from David, though. Can he just hang on?
David.
He can. Grabs a shot.
So Steve's saying some great games. So I think
yeah, I'm pumped for it.
Habit of picking them as well too, don't you?
It's like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
No, we could stream any game up here. They're all pretty close. So we'll do 2 games from this section today and 1 from the other, and then we'll see where the sections lie for tomorrow before we decide on the schedule from there.
Yep. Well, that's it. People tuning in, like obviously we want the variety, but also as well too, if there's clutch games in sections, then we want those to be on the stream as well too.
Which you feel like that Bendigo Ocean Grove, without doing any disservice to anyone else in that section, they're probably the 2 teams to beat there.
Yeah.
So them playing in game 3 today will be huge.
Oh, just unlucky there from Ray. He played really good weight on it, but when he got the straightener, it sort of added a little bit more to the track. So, and he was definitely on point there to either sit the bowl or trail the jack. Gave it every chance. To see what Bushy does here, he's been putting 2 in
close
quite consistently the whole game.
Jack. Yep, edges it. Superb stuff.
Good to have a toucher when you're playing with the jack right near the pit. Gives you skip a few more options later down the track if you need it. But, I absolutely agree. The Bendigo Ocean Grove game, that's going to be huge later. I think it's probably going to be, and like you said, no disservice to the other teams, but I feel like that's probably going to be the game that will determine who runs through in that section.
Nuba are a very plucky team from Strzelecki. They went, I think they won 4 out of 5 last year. Stand to be corrected on that, but they had a pretty good run. Frankston pretty dominant down the peninsula way the last couple of seasons, who are playing Ocean Grove. They've come back on them now, so they'd be tough to beat. But I think, Ocean Grove, look, I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about Arrowdale. And the Kahuna Golf guys, I'm used to seeing Kahuna, not Kahuna Golf, so I'm going off that basis. But
so you probably sort of feel like with raised bowls there, this head's probably just a little bit better set up for Wodonga. Any contact on that bowl of Kobe's, it's going to go onto the jack and roll it over up into Ray. So,
Mark, in terms of that end rink, the James Pearce rink, it kind of just looks like a very solid rink performance. You sort of mentioned earlier they probably were getting more bowls in the head and then having better results because of that.
Yeah, look, I mean, the Wodonga guys aren't bowling bad. It's just, if the lead Tom hasn't had the shot, Larry's been getting on the mat and sort of getting it, and Disco's just been getting into some amazing little gaps there and, getting into the head. So far from what I've seen, like, the skips actually only really had to play just a couple of cover bowls. So, I mean, there was one in before, Chris had 2 bowls just, like, right on it. And the skip, King, he played a really great bowl to get second shot, but, he's having to get on the mat and play clutch bowls every end, which can be a little bit...
It's tough.
Tough, yeah.
Shane, 2:30 for that afternoon game. So about 11:20 start for the next one, and then take a break for lunch after that, and then 2:30 for the final.
Okay, do we see anyone here that might be a wild card for the BPL teams?
I don't think they do wild cards. I think Kylie Whitehead might be a sniff of getting a game.
BPL or VBL, does he mean?
BPL, I reckon she'd be pretty close to. Case has obviously played it before, back in the day when it was the APL.
Yeah, didn't he win with Sydney Lions? Maybe.
Right, Mason looking to get up and over that bowl of Kobe's that's on the jack. The 2 white Picasso Aero bowls behind his. So any movement through that under the jack is good.
Beach saying Tom Hicks must be carrying that snorkel rink.
I reckon they're all carrying each other.
I think so. Actually, interesting fact as well is too that rink is the only one that is unchanged.
Yeah, from the
regular season. So actually, the third over there has just played an absolute bomb and they're holding shot. So
Mason going to get take too much off that wick. Brisbane Pirates, he won the
Brisbane Pirates, was it?
Yeah, with.
Yeah, because they changed their name, didn't they? They were the Brisbane Pirates and they changed to the
Moreton Bay. Look at this hooping in from Case here.
Yeah, I love it. Those Tigers in the extra turn.
Kind of makes it difficult for the up and over for Mason.
Yeah, I mean, he could play the forehand, which I think is his backhand, try and come under that blue bowl and hit his onto Kobe's bowl, get it out fat or make contact on the jack to spin it over to theirs. So they do have sort of like a...
I think it's definitely a backhand swinger for him.
Yeah.
Under the short bowls and into the pack, and he can make things happen from there.
Backhand swinger because he's a lefty. Right, well, he's proven us right this time.
Oh, he's in the area. He's definitely in the area.
Good.
Mason Baylis.
Oh, great bowl. I think he touched the jack on the way through and he's gone.
But there's a bowl there of Sean Ingham's, and that'll be one to Deer Park again, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. In the 4 ends I've been here commentating, they have had some exceptional...
We've got a replay. I was going to ask for a replay. You're all over it, Brad. Yeah, so he did touch it and he went in the ditch, but I just think the jack didn't go far enough through for him, unfortunately. I think the other courtesy bus of Deer Park has turned up because
so the noise is ramped up.
It's getting very loud. I just heard a Go Parkers in the background, so...
Yeah, it's stiff from Mason. They haven't had a lot go from in the 4 ends I've been on commentary, I'll be honest, Wodonga.
No. And the thing is, too, early on, he was getting them all. The first end, he played a great bowl, sat a bowl out clean to get the shot. It's bowls, isn't it? It's just those little things that you need to go your way sometimes when you're in close games. Reese Jeff saying best support crew. Former Deer Park player, Reese. So...
No, John, sectional this, mate. It's 2 sections of 6 sides, and the top 2 from each section go through to the final tomorrow afternoon. So... They're still being with a chance for Wodonga. They're both tough sections, to be honest. There's probably... I don't even want to say there's 2 or 3 standout teams in this. If I had to pick the 3 strongest sides in this section, it'd be these 2 plus Shep Golf. But Warrnambool, I'm probably doing a disservice to them. They've got some very good players. Lakes Entrance, I've got a couple of good skips. And Victoria, I didn't know that much about. However, I now definitely know about Brenton Code. Yep. He's a sensational player who's skipping for... Victoria.
James used to play for an Altona.
Apparently he was a gun at Altona, people were telling me, so now I know all about Brenton. Nice bloke too. A champions men's singles winner, or champion men's winner.
So I just want to say there's one here from Adam saying that Deer Park's got a lot of quality players, but the underrated player would be Tayton. Yeah,
Tayton's a great player.
I think maybe in terms of the broader community, but not at Deer Park. He's very, very well respected, and like James tells me on the regularly that he's just like one of the best players he's seen. And then I think you've just given him the confidence. He's played an absolute bomb over there. Managed to get through about, I don't even know how many bowls. I don't even know how he got that gap. And he sat their bowl out, and he's definitely holding shots. So there's positive words there coming through.
Yeah, he's been a good player for a long time.
Yeah, he's
been a good skip
excellent.
for a long time.
And the thing is as well too, like he skipped at Essendon when Essendon were, really strong and at their peak. So that's, in itself. I think it's just that he's quiet, he's not...
Unassuming, he's pretty relaxed,
Yeah, and he's sort of got the family and everything like that, so he's not out doing like all of the things.
Yeah.
So, but definitely not underrated as far as Deer Park are concerned. They definitely know that he's a quality player. So, it's probably the loosest end we've seen from Bushy for a bit. It's normally just sort of nailing them, so... Ray's been bowling very, very well. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes the correction here and draws the shots. But maybe I did just put the commentator's cursor on, so I'll stop now. Great weight, though. He did make the correction on the weight.
Yeah, he fixed that part up.
He's got the line and the weight, just not on the same bowl, unfortunately.
Still a slightly open jack. No one's really on top of it.
Yeah, I think the loosest head we've probably seen for a while too.
I'm sure someone at Kylie's class will fix that up.
Yeah, 100%. Either draw it or just gonna...
Not a lot of turnout on that hand, though.
No, there's not. The players have definitely been favouring the ditch hand. But we've sort of seen probably the last 5 or 6 ends, the leads have just sort of lost their weight a little, and they've just sort of been dropping him a little bit short on, and sort of making him have to change over and play that other hand. So it's funny too, you're saying about the spectators. We're sitting here, there's just more
streaming
coming in. Yeah, so
Kylie just overcooking that correction. She nailed her line twice as well.
not wasted back there though. They didn't have anything
True.
back. So which one do you think's the shot? The lead bowl of David, or do you think that the back one of?
I think the lead one of David's has probably got shot from the angles I can see.
Yeah. They're not very good at signalling to us.
We'll fix that up for the next game.
I think so. We'll need to word them up, and we'll be like, "Can you please just signal everything?" Either that, or we're going to move the commentary right onto the green, and you'll have to hear us talk about your game as you're playing it.
Case, can he hang around enough? I don't think he can.
His weight was pretty good. He just needs to just correct his line a little. Corrects his line a little, he can keep the same weight because it'll turn in.
Tom Moama are playing in the midweek pennant, which kicks off on Monday. They will be streamed off the top of my head, game 3 against Ocean Grove. It's either game 2 or 3. So, yeah, they will have one game on the Monday in the live stream, and Tuesday we'll wait to see how the ladders fix up after Monday, and same as this, pick the games Monday evening.
So how does midweek look? Is there a few like double ups of sides?
Yeah, there's actually quite a few double ups. So Shepherd and Golf from Golden Murray, they're doubling up across weekend and midweek. Lakes Entrance from Gippsland are, as are Ocean Grove, as are Frankston from Mornington Peninsula.
Yep.
And that is it. So 4 of the 12 are in both, which is amazing.
That's still pretty good numbers, yeah. So Mason played a cracker there. If that blue one counts, then they're probably holding 2 here. Casey's corrected his line, so let's see now if he can.
Can he hurry? He's just going to give up. Just didn't have the journey. His line was superb. Mason will find a path through them bowls. It looks like he's...
Yeah, if his last one counts and he's just playing something similar, or he adds a touch more on, turns the bowls over. Sort of pretty, not really any danger for this shot for him. Kylie's asking for it to hang.
Yeah, he needs to get round that front yellow and blue. He doesn't have the speed anyway.
Yeah.
There'll be a couple to Wodonga, so he'll break that 6 ends in a row for the Deer Park Rink on this game as we go to the up and back. Played 13 ends now. 15 ends per rink, 45 total across the 3.
Well, the King Rink over there, so they've picked up the map there, and they've looks
We've
like
got the holding shot as the skips go to play their bowls.
Yeah, and they have put the mat up into the tee. I'm thinking because there's a lot of short bowls there, or did the jack move?
Jack has to have moved.
Has to have moved.
At this level, there's no way there's that many short bowls that short. Yeah. All right, let's see if Wodonga can finish on a high and try and get this rink win here. No points for rink wins in this.
But on count back needed?
Possibly, yeah. That'd be a very long count back. You'd shots up and all that first, but
yeah,
it's just the 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, 0 for a loss.
I think this overall score probably doesn't really do the game justice. Wodonga, you know, they got off the blocks brilliantly. They were definitely dominating early on, but I think when you sort of just got that one rink down over there.
And this is the argument of a 3 rink and a 4 rink game, eh? If there's 4 rinks, you can cover 1 rink getting belted like that one, but 3 rinks, it's extremely difficult to do.
It is, it is. Which actually makes me think, do I like the 3 rinks better? Or?
I'm a big 4 rink person personally, but yeah, I'm a 4 rink person. But
you like to be able to cover the belting?
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
You never know.
Snorkel's just, I don't even know how he got through that.
drawn a back hopper. So still a couple of holes to come over there. As Kobe Cromie, can he hoop at the end? No.
I'm just going to take some credit for that one because I was making him practice that length yesterday. So. So David has had another really great start this end. He's managed to sort of get a bit of a touch on the jack and sort of move it off the line. A bit uncharacteristic of Ray. He's sort of found his weight very, very well this game, and he's been drawing into the head a lot. So, but at least he's behind. Options there. Especially when the jack's moved already. Bushy played really good line there too, just going through a little. I'm wondering if maybe being off the line a little, it sort of throws them a bit because they've sort of been just playing that with it being so much tighter. You sort of struggle to find your line and then you found it and then the jack moves, but... Line again from Ray, he's just sort of missed his weight, which has been a bit uncharacteristic. He's been playing really, really good weight pretty much every end.
Right, Bushy looks to be on a fairly good track out, all on his way.
I mean, they're definitely setting up for a super trail there.
Yup. Yeah, he's a luxury at 2. He's Nathan Bush, Ray, so great.
I guess last season, Deer Park had the luxury of Reese playing lead for them.
Is that a luxury?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
he's a gun drawer, so...
Is he? I know he can't drive.
Well, he's a good singles player. Good singles players are always good leads.
The Lakes entrance Victoria game is exceptionally close, as it has been all day. 34-33 now to Victoria after 35 ends. So that's going right down to the wire, that one.
You're doing very well to be able to get up and see that.
Oh, I've got pretty good eyesight, weirdly. That's one of my... I can read you what's up written on that door over there if you wanted me to. I could probably, if I focused, give you the score off that footy game over there as well on the TV. But
so I'm going to ask it because I'd normally otherwise ask it if I was watching. Will we wrap up the stream straight away, or
yeah,
will we stay on a little bit?
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround to the next game.
But I mean, if this one finishes before like those other games, will we sort of like stay on and give some score updates, or?
Can do. See what Brad wants to do. He wants to take a quick 5 minutes before the next one.
Yeah.
But
I just normally always ask it when I'm watching on the streams.
The results are being bowls link almost instantly, so keep an eye out for that stuff as well. So we're at the 2 hour mark of the game now. Half an hour.
I could probably even, after I come off the commentary, because it looks like these guys are going to finish up a bit sooner, go and just pop some updates for that close Lakes entrance game in the comments for you, Adam. I say that now, but I'm sure I'll probably start to walk in that direction and stop and talk to 10 people and then forget, so don't hold me to it.
Right, Mason on his backhand. Kylie rolling the way again.
She loves it. But at least we can see the head this way. Oh, great ball.
Great stuff from Mason.
That's awesome. Did he deserved chalk for it, I tell ya. Very unlucky.
Probably sets the jack to not go in the direction exactly where Case would want it.
Well, that's it. It takes away that sort of super trail where they had, 3 or so waiting. Now, if he sort of makes contact on it, there's more of a chance for it to spit over to that side bowl of Rays. That is very strategically put there now, it turns out. So I guess it just depends on what weight Case plays. He's played pretty good arriving weight for the shot.
Close. Oh,
got it.
Completely changes it. They'll be holding shot now, I think.
Yeah, everything else that's been done now is irrelevant.
Yeah. Brendan, I can't see the overall for Warrnambool. I'm sorry, mate. There's like 20 people standing in the way of the scoreboard. Once
Sort of opens it up now just for the two skippers to sort of really draw and nail it. So, I mean, Deer Park are holding a few, but there's still a lot of room there for Mason, and he's been drawing so well this game, so I wouldn't be surprised if he definitely...
I'm trying to do some quick maths here, Sarah, and I actually reckon Warrnambool are in front of Shep Golf here. I think Warrnambool are 9 up there, 4 up there makes 13, and 2 up there. I reckon Warrnambool are 15 shots up. Yeah, they are. 43-20 something over Shepparton Golf. So Warrnambool off to a great start.
I did play good weights. Just sort of missed his line a little. Yeah, I can't quite see that far over.
43-20 something, but after 35 ends.
You reckon Warrnambool, they've got an indoor carpet, so you reckon they've sort of jumped them with the...
Yeah, possibly. The other thing with Warrnambool, and I've got no idea if this is playing any part in how well they've started, but they only qualified for this about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So the reason was the day that they were due to play their grand final, it was either a total 5-man day or it was severe rain. I don't know which one. Reece will probably fix me up on that.
Yeah.
And they had to delay the final until end of April.
Right.
So they're their last team in, and probably have played Pennant more recently than any of the team here, so I don't know if that has any factor.
No, I think that's a good call out there. I think you sort of have that break in between, and you're probably not rolling up as much and stuff like that. Whereas they're sort of coming in with that momentum as well too. You know, winning the flag and then coming on. Oh, Reece Warrnambool.
Total
outdoor.
5. It was tough. Yeah.
There's no carpet. I must be thinking of Warrnambool City then, perhaps.
Yeah, City Memorial. Yeah, who are here for midweek Pennant. They're normally here. I'll be honest. Every time I've been here, I've seen them. 4 to Deer Park. I'll pick up on this one. Going to the last end. That'll just blow things out a little bit. But Warrnambool, have you played at Warrnambool Bowls Club?
Not Warrnambool, but I played at the City Warrnambool when they had the state champs down there a few years ago. And I think that it was played down there, so it would 100% go ahead because it was delayed for COVID. So that's where I'm getting confused there, because I've only been down there for the one venue. But I think is it Warrnambool or City of Warrnambool or Warrnambool City Memorial that has the big tournament down there?
They both do have big tournaments. The ones that the big April Carnival is Warrnambool Bowls Club, and then City Memorial have a couple of different pairs.
Okay.
I've just got handed a whole bag of Thai food from Son Pasco from Kerrang.
Oh, nice.
She's
the one who...
She didn't realise who you were, Sarah. She calls you her arch enemy.
It's because I got my hair straight today. She didn't recognise me.
Because you're not in bowls uniform. It takes people a while.
It does, actually. I see people all the time and they're like, oh, hi, Sarah. And I'm like,
Who are you?
You're not wearing your uniform. I don't know.
Yeah.
So...
The underrated thing in bowls is wearing a name badge. I've got no idea if some people aren't wearing a name badge.
I love the ones who have it actually embroidered into their uniform as well too. That's definitely helpful. So I think the score's sort of probably blown out a little bit here at the end, but Wodonga, they had the early on Deer Park. They were definitely dominating the heads, the position of their bowls. And I think they've just sort of dropped off with their position of their bowls. And
I think being so far down on the overall, it is difficult to keep battling.
Well, that's it. You're not playing for ones. You're trying to get multiples, and you're trying to set up your head to get multiples as well too, just so you can sort of pick up the numbers to cover that other rink. Whereas if it was like a tighter game, you'd be happy to just like take those ones and try and get the occasional twos and keep it tight. Yeah.
Some other scores from the grass greens. Newborough home against Arradale. So Strzelecki versus Wimmera, 60-41 after 43, so 2 ends to go. Geelong, Representative Ocean Grove, are 40-27 up over Frankston from the Mornington Peninsula after 40. So they're pretty much home too. Another team home, Bendigo from the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields region over Kahuna goal from Murray Malley. They're 51-30 up with 3 to play. And the last game, as mentioned earlier, is exceptionally close. It's now 37 to Victoria, 33 to Lakes Entrance after 37 ends. It's a tight finish there.
Is Murray Malley JT's region?
Yep. Don't talk to him about Pennant. They lost a few grand finals on extra ends. They lost in that they have a round robin. They have 4 playing areas up there, and they go to a round robin to determine who comes to state pennant.
Yep.
And they lost that.
I just thought it was a bit interesting. It was his region that was not on time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They had a funny excuse as well. They said they thought it was 8:30 for a 9 start, which it was not. It was more 8 for an 8:30 start. Yep. They said, oh, when you said that in the meeting the other day, a thunderstorm came over and we couldn't hear you. I said, all right. I'd probably taken my dog ate my homework over that excuse, but hey ho, here we are.
Well, I'm an overly precautious person, so I probably would have checked about 6 times anyway. So
shot from Sean Ingham.
Yeah, he sort of played their shot before they played it.
Well, you know when
in a good position.
11 teams of 15 people are all here for 8 a.m. to start at 15:15. Yep. You know that most people heard what you said. You definitely said that time. So
yeah. Well, I think most of them were here probably about 7.
I came over at 7:15 and it was teeming full of people. Everyone was eager as.
Do you reckon they were eager, or they just want to do all the social stuff and get it out of the way before they start having to play each other?
Not a bad show. They do cook a mean bacon and egg here at Moama, so they're probably getting stuck into one of them.
And a good coffee as well too. So
Cass Millerick on the coffee duty this morning. She's banging out the lattes and the cappuccinos. Not just a good bowler. Also
makes a very, very good latte. So
good to know when you're picking teammates for the future, really, that sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Literally just getting picked up for the coffee making abilities. I love it. There's been a bit of weight going on the rink next door, but they've managed to protect the head so it doesn't come across. So
a reminder, we'll be back at 11:20 for our next game. It'll be Lakes Entrance from the Gippsland region against Shepherd and Golf from the Golden Murray region. Looks like they might both be coming in off losses if the scoreboards stay the way they are to finish off.
I think that'll be making a really good game because they'll both be even more hungry for it. So Case has got a pretty good shot on here. It's well set up for Deer Park. Any movement of the jack, he can make 3 or 4. So probably down at the moment just to that bowl of rays, the Picasso. So it's a good sider of the bowl. He's played good weight on it and given it every opportunity. So nothing for short when you've got a head set up like this. So Mason here is playing that ditch side hand. Backhand for him, forehand for everybody else. Probably just looking to hit that one of David. It's on the running edge, so it's got a really good option there. And he needs like a little bit of a touch to roll up. And we just needed a touch more weight there. Let's see in case he can make the correction here to get that jack. Played a bit more aggressive weight. Maybe he was trying to actually just sit the bowl clean. They do have most of the bowls at the back there. So, I mean, I guess at this point in the game, with the scoreline being what it is, you probably just want to maybe give yourself a chance to get yourself a few more shots up in the differential for later, rather than playing a shot that you might play earlier on in the game with just like looking to do that trail, looking to do the sit instead, or movement of the jack. Well, looks like they're shaking hands for this one. So, just the one they're going to Wodonga by the looks of things. So as the players shake hands, Jimmy's just stood up to see if he could see any of the other scores, but I think we've got some players in front of the scoreboard over there.
Yeah, so I can see on the 40-35 Victoria over Lakes entrance now. I can't see the ends. Warrnambool looked to be home against Shep Golf, and the other scores, they're all pretty much one and done. Newborough will win over Arrowdale, Ocean Grove will win over Frankston, Bendigo will win over Murray Mallee. We will take a quick break from there. 11:20 the start for the next game, so it'll be Shepparton Golf from Goulburn Murray against Lakes entrance from Gippsland. Thank you, Sarah, and we'll see you guys all soon.
Thanks, Jimmy.